Hello, guys. Here we bring to you conditional sentences part 2. So, in part 1 of conditional sentence, we had covered zero conditionals and first conditionals. So, in this video, we are essentially going to cover second conditionals and third conditionals. So, let's take a look. So here we are going to look at what are conditional sentences. Now this is pretty much a revision of what we had already discussed in part 1 about conditional sentences, what they exactly are, and the parts of a conditional sentence. So a quick recap: conditional sentences are statements that has two parts: a hypothetical situation or a condition, and a consequence or a result. So how do we identify? A complete conditional sentence would have an if clause or a condition and a consequence or a result. Like, for example, if it is sunny, we will go to the park. So if it is sunny is the condition and we will go to the park is the result. So we already know that there are four kinds of conditional sentences: zero, first, second, and third conditionals. We had already discussed zero and first conditional in part 1. So here we are going to essentially discuss second conditional and third conditional sentences. So the parts of a conditional sentences: we have discussed a conditional sentence has a part which is a hypothetical situation, which is the if clause or the condition, and the consequence that is faced or the result. Yeah, so two parts essentially: condition and result. Okay, so here we're going to cover the second conditional sentence in details. So in second conditional sentence, the condition is in simple past tense and the result is also stated in simple past tense. So in other words, the entire sentence is in simple past tense. So I repeat, in second conditional, both the condition as well as the result are in simple past tense. For example, if I were a bird, I would fly. If I were a bird, past tense, I would fly. Simple past tense. So this is a second conditional sentence. Now, what is it used for? It is usually used to state present imaginary or future unreal situations. Like, if I were a bird, I would fly. Are you actually a bird? Definitely not. It's an imagination. If you were a bird, you would fly. Both the sentences, condition and result, in simple past tense. Now, in second conditional, the condition can have a positive or negative result if the condition happens. Like, for example, we look at the third example here. If I drank coffee, I would not sleep well. So if the condition was fulfilled of drinking coffee, you would not have had a good. So note here, both the sentences, condition and result, in simple past tense. If I drank coffee, I would not sleep well. A negative result for the condition. Let us look at the other examples. If I had more time, I would exercise more. So do you actually exercise more? No, because there is lack of time. But you are just wishing or imagining. If I had more time, I would exercise more, both in simple past tense. What would you do if you lost your wallet? So, talking of a possibility or a probable behavior in an unreal situation. Have you actually lost your wallet? No. But if you lost your wallet, what would you do? What would be your probable behavior? So, both the condition and result in simple past tense. I wonder how life would be if I did not have a friend like you. So it's again an imagination, maybe a big sigh of relief and stating, oh, I wonder how life would be if I did not have a friend like you. I wonder how life would be, simple past. I did not have a friend like you, simple past. Hence, a second conditional sentence. So I hope you now have some clarity on second conditional sentence. So here we're going to look at third conditional sentences. So what happens in a third conditional? Here we have the condition in the past perfect form, and the result has a would have plus the past participle form. So let me repeat. In a third conditional sentence, the condition is in past perfect form and the result has would have plus past participle. Let's take a look at example 1. If I had known about it, I would have taken care of it. If I had known, past perfect, I would have taken care, would have plus taken is participle form. Hence a third conditional. Now what is third conditional used for? It is used to talk about past unreal situation or past imaginary situation. It is also used for predicting a likely result or possibility in the past, if the condition at all happened in the past. So it is used to talk about past unreal or imaginary situation. It is also used in predicting a likely possibility of the past, if the condition happened in the past. Let us look at the second example. If you had listened to the teacher, you could have acquired good marks. So it's a past incident. Did you actually listen to the teacher in the past? You did not. But if you had listened to the teacher, you could have acquired good marks, which is a possibility of the past. If I had been there, I would have slapped him. So was I actually there? No, I was not. But it is a possibility or an imaginary situation of the past. If I had been there, what would I do? What would have been the result? I would have slapped him. So would have plus slapped, which is the past participle form. So this is how you construct sentences in third conditionals. Whoa, so we've done a great job. We have come to the end of learning all kinds of conditionals. We have spoken about zero conditional, first conditional, second as well as third conditionals. So quickly here we are going to look at what is exactly the difference between zero, first, second and third conditional. So in a zero conditional, generic facts are stated or scientific facts are stated. For example, if water boils, it changes to vapor. In first conditional sentences, future imagination or possibilities are spoken about. If I study harder, I will pass the exams. So, if I study harder, there is a possibility in the future that I will pass the exams. Now, second conditional talks about a present imaginary situation. Like, for example, if I studied harder, I would pass the exams. So if I studied harder, I would pass the exams. Third conditional talks of a past imaginary situation, or in certain cases a past possibility, or a regret or a lamentation is shown. If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exams. So you are regretting the fact that you have not studied hard. And you are going to the past thinking of an imaginary situation of if you had studied harder, then you would have passed the exams. I hope this clears your confusion if you had any till now. Okay, so that brings us to the exercises. So determine the correct conditional. What do we have to do here? We have a list of sentences to go through. We have to go through the sentences. We have to understand and identify the condition and the result. We also have to identify which tense or which form of tense is the condition and result in, and accordingly determine the conditional, the correct conditional of the sentence, whether 0, first, second or third. So I'll explain to you with a clue here, with the first one. If it rains, comma, I will wear a raincoat. If it rains, the condition in simple present, I will wear a raincoat. In simple future. So hence, this is a first conditional sentence. So this is how we would do the rest of the exercise. So take your time, guys, do the exercise, and I'll be right back with the answers in the next slide. So guys, I am back with the answers. I hope you've taken your time, gone through each and every statement and done the exercise. So let's take a look. We have already discussed the first answer, so I will not repeat it. Let's start from the second sentence. If we had taken enough water, we wouldn't have been thirsty. If we had not taken enough water is the condition. We wouldn't have been thirsty is the result. Now, for you guys to understand better, I have colored the condition in blue and I have let the result be in black, so you can differentiate and understand. So if we had taken enough water, past perfect, we wouldn't have been thirsty. Wouldn't have been participle form, hence third conditional sentence. If the children were older, they would go to the party. If the children were older, condition, they would go to the party, result. Take a note. If the children were older, simple past, they would go to the party, simple past. Hence, it is a second conditional sentence. Harry could fly to Helsinki if he had more money. Now, note here in this sentence, the condition is in the later part of the sentence and the result is in the beginning. So, that is quite possible. So, we have to understand correctly. If he had more money, that is the condition. Harry could fly to Helsinki. That is the result. So this is a second conditional sentence because both the condition as well as the result is in simple past. If Mark does the washing up, his mother will have some more time for him. So if Mark does the washing up, simple present, the condition, mother will have more time. Simple future, the result. So first conditional. What would you do if you saw a burglar? Again, the condition is in the later part of the sentence. So what would you do if you saw a burglar? So both are in simple past tense. What would you do if you saw a burglar? So second conditional. We might have had a glass of hot chocolate if you had bought some milk. So we might have had, past perfect, if you had bought. So third conditional. If I were you, I should keep the secret. So if I were you, imaginary, I should keep the secret. Past tense. Second conditional. Ron would understand more if the teacher spoke clearly. So Ron would understand more is the result, right? So Ron would understand, past tense, if the teacher spoke clearly, past tense. So second conditional. If Doris had got up earlier, she wouldn't have been late for school. So if Doris had got up earlier, past perfect, she wouldn't have been late. Wouldn't have plus participle been. So third conditional. So I hope this gives a clarity, understanding of conditional sentences, and I hope you'll be able to understand better after watching this video. So I really hope that this video helped you, and I hope that you really enjoyed and liked watching this video. If you do like it, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. If you want to get more such insights, do join the Unnati English Workshop. Visit us at unti.in/ENG. If you have any comment or any feedback for us, type in the comment section below. And thank you for watching.